Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Super Powers Kenner Retro Homage line. Now, Kenner made a Super Powers line way back in the 80s, and those things were really cool. It was sort of the first cool DC heroes after the Mega line. They had 5 points of articulation, they were about 4 inches tall, and I had some as a kid. And so these hit a certain bit of nostalgia for me. I wasn't even going to collect this line at first. I was aware of it, but I wasn't going to get any of it, as I'm into the 7-inch scale stuff. And then, you know what? I decided I'll get Batman and Batwing for my unopened collection, and then I'll get Batman and Batwing for my unopened collection, and I'll get another one open. And then screw it, I got the whole line. These guys are a Walmart exclusive. I first found Darkseid and Batwing. A few days later, I found the Supermobile. It took me a long time to track down Batman and Superman, but here they are, the entire first assortment. In this video, we'll take a look at each of the figures. We'll check out their measurements, their accessories, and their action features. So let's check out the packaging. As you can see at the top, DC Super Powers Batman, new for $22. McFarlane Toys. It's a blue and gray Batman. Backside, we have an old school checklist, the 3 figures, the 2 vehicles, and here is Batman's barcode. Then we have the Batwing. It's in a very small box. Super Powers, Batwing, Batman's air combat vehicle. Here is the Batwing's barcode. I believe the wings fold up to allow it to fit in such a small box. Backside, we've got action features, a cockpit, a grabber, the wings. Then we have Darkseid, a villain for the heroes. Darkseid on the back, same checklist. Darkseid's barcode. Then we got Superman. He's got that signature curl, a little exaggerated. Same checklist. Superman's barcode. And finally, the Supermobile. This thing is ridiculous. Superman would never need a vehicle like this to begin with. And these punching fists, it is just over the top. Screams old school DC. Here's the barcode for the Supermobile. Action features, looks like we have some storage, jail cell, the punching fists, and the functioning cockpit. So no further ado, let's open them up. And of course, I did get 2 of the Batwings and 2 of the Batman figures, one to keep unopened and one to open and enjoy. Alright, now that we got these figures and vehicles out of the package, here they are with all their accessories laid out. They don't really come with any accessories, but Batman and Superman have a removable cape. In this video, we're going to take a look at each of the figures. We'll check out their height, we'll check out their articulation, and we'll check them out inside the vehicles. We'll try to check them out with some older Super Powers vehicles. I don't really have the older Super Powers figures to compare them to, which is unfortunate, but we'll see what lines they're close to. We'll also see if any other figures fit into these vehicles. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It took me a while to collect all 5 of these together, and they're finally here. No idea what's going to be in Series 2, but I'm understandably curious. We'll start off by taking a quick look at each of the figures, and since I'm a Batman guy, we'll start off with Batman. So here's Batman. I mean, he's small, he's basic, he looks kind of cheap, but that's part of the point. These are old, retro, throwback figures, based off the Super Powers line, which was a good 40 or so years ago. It's a modern version of Batman. Kind of cool. Blue-gray. He's got the bat symbol, no oval. I believe this is sort of based off the Hush version. Utility belt. Looking pretty nice there. His articulation. Looks like he does have knee articulation. Hip articulation. So 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Oh, no waist. That surprises me. Arms at the top. Nothing on the elbows. So that's 6 points. Then we have the head. 7 points of articulation. Now the cape, they put the stupid little plastic thing in there, and now that leaves a permanent hole. That's annoying. The cape, it doesn't feel very good. I don't like the way it is. It's not the old school cloth. It sort of has that sort of cloth/plasticky feel to it. Beyond that, the figure looks good for what it is. I'm not personally into this smaller scale, but I do see the appeal, especially with the throwback nostalgia aspect. And a closer look at Batman's face. No problem with the head of the face. My problem was with the cape. It just looks really weird around the neck. It's not symmetrical. I've tried to adjust it. I'm assuming maybe the little plastic piece inside there is a little bit warped. Maybe it's just folded too much in the cloth. It just doesn't look right now. I'll keep messing with it. And then a quick look at Superman. He looks to be more so the classic, iconic look of Superman. Blue suit, red trunks. They even painted the belt loops on there. I know Mattel's messed that up a couple times. Both hands are fists. He's got the big curl. The eyes are pure blue. It looks kind of weird. His cape looks fine around the neck. The body sculpt looks pretty good. Same points of articulation. Same kind of awful feel on the cape. Not bad. It achieves the goal and is exactly what it's supposed to be. And a closer look at Superman's face, his head. The curl is there, a little exaggerated. The eyes are pure blue, kind of freaking me out. I don't know what's going on there. Not bad, but not great. And then looking at these two figures together, it does seem to be the same body. Obviously the belts are different. Superman has sculpted boots, so does Batman, and they're different. The hands and arms gotta be a little bit different with the fins there. Similarities, but differences. Now look at Darkseid. He's definitely the biggest of the three, and it makes perfect sense. A more modern version of Darkseid, but still has a lot of his signature looks. The outfit a little more armored, sort of robotic looking. He's got that signature thing around his head. Gray skin, red eyes, teeth exposed, is angry. Knee articulation, hip articulation, shoulder and neck, just like the other figures. And a closer look at Darkseid's face or head sculpt. I'd say his is the best of the three, followed by Batman, and then Superman is the worst. It just looks so weird. Now I wanted to check out these guys' height. I had a lot of mixed reports on how tall they're going to be. 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches. I don't think they're exactly consistent with the original Super Powers line. And that doesn't really make sense, although I'm not sure what restrictions McFarlane has on scale. Spin Masters has that 3.75 inch scale, and who knows if McFarlane is not allowed contractually to do that. So, from bottom to the top of the head, say Batman's at about 4.75 inches tall. Darkseid here, about 5.5 inches tall. And Superman here, about 5.0 inches tall. So like I said, I don't have the original Super Powers Batman or Superman to compare them to, and I really wish I did, although I don't really have any need for those figures. I'm more into 6 and 7 inch collecting, but I feel like these guys are larger than the original Super Powers figures. Now let's look at the Batwing. The vehicle is rather small, but it gets the job done. I imagine McFarlane is making a good amount of money off this thing, and we're getting a vehicle for really cheap, 20 bucks. How can you go wrong? Came with a package, fold up like this, that way it fits. So that's one of the action features. You can press this button, the cockpit bounces open. In addition to that, it's got this sort of grabber at the front here. Press the button on the back, and you can capture criminals. Very reminiscent of some older Batwings they've made. Pretty basic on the bottom. The top, it does have a little bit of sculpting detail. Has some guns or cannons here. Fins are black, the rest is blue. I like it. Just a little bit small, but for the price, hell of a value. So let's get our Batman in there. Open up the top, bend his legs. He's got that cloth cape. Slides in easily. Yeah, gotta shove him a little further. Then you get clearance for the canopy. And overall, it looks pretty good. You got Batman in his Batwing flying out there above Gotham City. Now let's look at the Supermobile. A ridiculous concept in itself. Superman would never need a jet or a car or anything like that. He's invincible. He can fly at super speeds. He can get anywhere he wants to really fast. In addition to that, the action features are even more over the top. This thing screams old school DC. You got these fists, and they actually function and punch back and forth. Absolute madness. Superman logo on the front. We have the canopy here. Pops open. Here's the cockpit. Basic, but there's some stickers. Superman logo on the back. It has these compartments here. You can pop them open. A little bit difficult. They stay shut very well. Once you pop them open, it's a jail cell for your figures. In addition to that, you can always store accessories or cargo or gear in there. You have one on either side. Engine in the back, some exhaust. This is how you control the arms. It's cool. It's wild. Ridiculous. Super Powers. Now it's got Superman inside this thing. Take Superman here. Bend his legs. Take his arms up a little bit. Kind of keep the cloth cape under him. Get him inside there. Canopy shuts. Fantastic and ridiculous. So these things are ridiculous. We can have a nice little playtime. Darkseid there. Superman and Batman getting geared up, using their vehicles to take him down. Giant fists punching Darkseid. Now these things feel kind of cheap. I don't like the way the capes feel. Wish I went with the old school cloth. I mean, they're $20 for a vehicle that you can actually put your figures into. I'm not complaining about the quality. The price is very appropriate. But my Batwing is already screwed up. The spring load doesn't work anymore. The thing's like off the track with the springs back there. I can still open it. I can still shut it. But it's annoying. I don't know. If I see another one, I might buy it and then return this one. This thing is literally broken. I only got to use that about 3 times. Here's this Batman with a Toybiz Robin. They're in the Toybiz 1909 Batcave. They fit in great scale and style-wise. Batman and Robin sitting at the Batcomputer. I love it. Of course, what screams Super Powers more than the Super Powers Hall of Justice? I went upstairs, dug in the back of the closet, moved a bunch of boxes around, and got this thing. It's old, it's kind of dirty, it's incomplete, but it's present. Here's Batman and Superman standing in front of the Hall of Justice. And you know what? I want Robin to be there too. Here's Batman, Robin, and Superman in the Hall of Justice. A closer look at Batman, Robin, and Superman. Here's Batman and Robin next to the old Super Powers Batmobile. It is a 2-seater Batmobile they can actually get inside of, and it looks good. I had this and did this as a kid. A lot of nostalgia here. It doesn't really help my current action figure world, but it's still really cool to have. And they're updating and continuing the line. Here's Batman and Robin next to the Toybiz 1989 movie Batmobile. And they look great in this Batmobile. Another 2-seater they actually fit inside. Here's the Toybiz 1999 movie Batwing next to the Super Powers one. Both pretty much for the same scale figures. Both pretty cool vehicles, but of course, this new one is considerably inferior to that one. That one is a beast. He fits in this thing just fine. Probably should actually just take the capes off and put them in there, as to avoid any wrinkles. A nice look at the Super Powers collection. Some new, some old. They blend in well. Scale, style, it's all good. Kind of odd having this modern Batman, but it looks really nice with everything else. Now, I'd also mentioned some other figures that might work with this. Here's a DC Direct, DC Icons Challenge of the Super Sons, John Kent Superboy, and Damian Wayne Robin. Pretty small figures, but they're supposed to be kids. I saw online, Ahsoka the Geek, he put the Superboy in this vehicle, and I thought that's a really cool idea. I want to do that. And just like I hoped, both these figures fit in there perfect. We have the John Kent Superboy, as well as Damian Wayne Robin. Pretty cool. Small little vehicles for both those characters. Here's the Super Powers Batman next to a bunch of other Batman figures. They're all in their sort of regular, traditional looks. If I understand correctly, the Super Powers Batman is based off the Hush look. All 4 of these Batman figures are from Hush. McFarlane is now cranking out 3 different scales of Batman figures. We have the 5-inch scale Super Powers Walmart exclusive, the 6-inch scale 1966 Classic TV series Target exclusive, and then of course the 7-inch scale McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. And here are some Superman figures from different various companies. all in their more or less traditional looks. But I would say these guys here are really based off the same core look. Here's this new Darkseid, next to a couple of other Darkseid figures I have. Boy, he looks underwhelming right now. Now let's check him out, next to some of their action figures. Now I don't collect too many different lines in this smaller scale, but I'll show them with what little I do have. We'll start off with the smaller stuff I have, and work our way a little bit larger. Here they are, next to a Spin Master Batman. He's more of the 4-inch scale. Then, next to some Mattel 4-inch scale Batman and DC figures. And here, next to some older Toybiz figures. Pretty similar scale. The Super Powers McFarlane is just a little bit bigger. And here they are, next to a Mattel Justice League Unlimited Batman. And here, next to some Kenner and Mattel Batman the Maid series stuff. And finally, next to a couple of Mattel Brave and the Bold 5-inch scale figures. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. When I first heard about this line, I just thought to myself, I'm not going to bother. Not really anything that interests me. I don't really collect that scale. I'm a 6 and 7-inch guy. I'm into world building with my action figures. I don't need a one-off line like this. When I was a kid, I definitely had a lot of these figures. You know what? Nostalgia is a very powerful thing. After a while, I decided I was going to get Batman and the Batwing just to keep one open. I don't need these guys loose. And then a little while later, decided I wanted Batman and Batwing loose also. And then, fuck it, just get the entire line. And I don't regret it. Although these figures won't have a lot of use in my overall world building, they're still really cool and really fun to have. I had a hell of a fun time doing this video. Had to dig up a bunch of old pieces that took a while. But putting them together like that, using them again with figures that are in the same style and scale, everything actually fits in the cars. It's a lot of fun. Reminds me of my childhood. So it's a pretty cool line. It's a Walmart exclusive. I haven't seen them on their website yet. I imagine eventually they'll be there. If you guys had this as a kid, and this is some of the first, best DC figures out there, this is exactly for you. Any modern collectors, you can probably pass on these guys. They're very basic, very small. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure collection and action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.